Hey, welcome to episode 12 of Penny Cook's Mom's Cookbook. And today we're going to be using the Instapot because the Instapot has a crock pot feature and this can be done as a crock pot. And since I'm a little bit time constrained today, we're just going to roll with it. So today we are making Mom's Beefy mac. So 1 pound hamburger, 1 small onion chopped, 1 can whole kernel corn drained, 1 large can of tomato sauce, 1 can whole tomato squished. I didn't have whole, but I got diced. That'll work. 1 package elbow macaroni or shells. Elbows look like a little elbow. See? Like an elbow. Okay. And Italian seasoning, fennel, which is a seed, and then salt and pepper to taste. And a little W sauce. And 2 small cloves of garlic diced. We're going to use garlic because we're feeling a little lazy today. And 1 small can of mushrooms with juice drained. I didn't have a small can, I have a large can. It's not going to make that big a difference. Okay, so she says, okay. Salt and pepper to taste, water enough to cover, plus 2 inches, a few drops of Worcestershire sauce. Use a good sized deep pot. Brown hamburger and drain the fat. Add onions and garlic. Stir for a few minutes. Add everything else except the pasta. Bring to a boil. Add the pasta. Stir well. Cook until pasta is done. You might need a little more liquid, so add more water or a can of stock if you like. So, I'll be back in a second after okay, so my Instapot, never mind that. Be back in you can tell I'm having a day, huh? Okay, so the Instapot is sufficiently hot. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of the pot, and we're gonna add our ground beef. And it's going to take a little bit for this to cook up, so I'll see you in a minute once this is all browned. I'm ready for the next step. Okay, we're back. Our meat is nicely browned, and so what we're going to do is drain the fat. So there's a couple of ways you can drain the fat. I like just using a turkey baster and just suck it up. If there's just a tiny bit, I've gone in there with a paper towel. I've used, like a soup ladle, it's all kinds of ways. So anyways, so we've sufficiently drained, and now we're going to add the onion. And that's Zena, who's upset because I'm not letting her outside. And then we're going to add the garlic. There we go. That's a little tip. If you can't open a jar, just tap it a little bit. And then that usually breaks the seal, and then you can get in there and you can open it. So, ooh, it smells very, very garlicky. So, we're going to cook that until everything wilts a little bit, which doesn't take very long. So what does Mom say? So she says, brown hamburger, drain fat, add onions and garlic, stir for a few minutes, add everything else except the pasta. So, thank you for liking my post. So the thing that's nice making this in the Instapot is that once it's all cooked, I can just leave it. And then the boys have something to eat when they get home from work. See, life is good. Easy, easy peasy. All right, so everything is nicely wilted. So we've got our flavor going. So Mom says add everything else. So that is a can of whole kernel corn drained. That is a large can of tomato sauce. You always rinse it out. Because water is not going to hurt us in this recipe. So she says tomato squished. Then she says the mushrooms. Remember, we've got the large mushrooms. Then she says add everything else except for the pasta. So we've got the garlic in there, we've got the mushrooms, we've got the corn, we got the tomato sauce. So now a little bit of seasoning. Now, for those of you who don't know what fennel seed looks like, that's a fennel seed. Okay, so it's just a little kind of a long seed. I personally don't like them whole, so I've got my little modern pestle out, and I'm going to break them up a little bit. Then we're going to add the Italian seasoning. And remember, you know, when you do dried herbs, smash them up a little bit, and that releases the flavor. She says a little bit of W sauce. Always shake your W sauce because it's got particulate matter that tends to settle. So a couple of shakies of that, a little salt and pepper. And she says bring it to a boil and then add in the pasta. So anyways, so that's it. Give it a little bit of a stir, get all those flavors melding. And when this gets up to a boil, I'll add the pasta and I'll show you how that goes. So, see you in a bit. So we're at a boil and I've added some, I did about a half a bag of the macaroni and cheese, and in about 20 minutes this is going to be dinner. I added a little bit more water so that it's up to the level that Mom said, so that the pasta has something to absorb, and I've already tasted it. Need a little bit of salt, and that's it. So that's dinner. So Mom's beefy mac recipe, and next week I believe I'm doing chili rellenos. So until next time, don't forget, I love ya, and ta-ta for now. There we go. The macaroni is absorbed all the liquid. It's nice and boiling. I've got it on crock pot low. The boys can eat it when they get home. You can serve it with a little Parmesan cheese if you want, a little bread, whatever you like. There you go.